strong, and we stand so strong, and we stand.
Everyone Everyone gets blue about something sometimes. The loneliness and the sadness, personal problems, everyday life, the desire for release from long hours of labor, and the hope for a better life hereafter.